Here we're looking for which answer choice completes the text. This is one of our tougher prompts because we need to understand the text well enough to be able to predict what might come next. So let's read. Dutch painters in the 16th and 17th centuries often showed tables filled with large wheels of cheese or carved shards of butter. Some art historians, noting that dairy products were a major component of the Dutch diet, interpret these depictions as reflections of everyday Dutch eating habits. However, a group of researchers recently reviewed hundreds of food-related paintings and found that lemons, which could only be acquired in the Netherlands at great cost, since they had to be imported from warmer climates, featured in Dutch paintings of the period more than 3 times as frequently as dairy products do, thereby casting doubt on the idea that the dairy products were common for the Dutch people at that time, because since we saw dairy products in the paintings, the initial feeling um, was that the dairy products were very common in their everyday life. But the analysis found that it actually, more than the dairy products, was lemons. And so they must have been part of the Dutch diet at that time. So let's look at the answers. Dairy products were a more significant component of the Dutch diet than lemons were. Well, we're seeing the exact opposite. B, food was a more popular subject among Dutch painters than it was among other countries. It wasn't about Dutch painters versus other countries. It was more about dairy versus lemons. C, depictions of food in Dutch paintings of the period should be taken as realistic representations of Dutch eating habits. That might actually be it, because we know that they were acquired at great cost. They had to be imported from warmer climates. And so maybe they were less common. The lemons were less common, but yet they showed up more in paintings. So it's possible that the depictions of the food in the paintings are not representative of their actual eating habits. So we're casting doubt on that. And C sounds really good. But looking at D, Dutch painters of the period may have depicted foods for symbolic reasons rather than to show what Dutch people typically ate.